Hello and welcome to Cancer Update 142. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to everyone that donated to my recent video. I'm very humbled by your support. It's one of the things that is keeping my spirits lifted at the moment, is knowing that I am actually loved and cared for by so many people around the world. So I want to say thank you for that. I've used that fund recently to pay for the accommodation here at Brazina House and the airfares back to Perth, and some medications is what I've spent money on in the last 24 hours. So, and I couldn't have done that without your help. So very much thank you. In terms of how I've gone with my journey, I had my follow-up appointment on Monday, and my hemoglobin numbers have increased from 8.8 to 9.9 grams per decilitre. So it's marching towards getting into the normal zone all on its own. They did, however, note that my iron levels were very low. So they ended up giving me an iron infusion, which, as I understand it, takes a couple of weeks to take effect. So I am feeling a little bit more energetic, but I wouldn't say that I'm not bounding around. I do actually, struggle just to get up from the couch or to get out of bed. It does take a bit of effort, and I can hear in my voice too that my voice box is not quite right. I'm just out of energy. So Caroline and I fly hopefully later today, and it'll be good to be back in Perth, to be back in a familiar house and sleeping in a familiar bed. So Caroline and I are both really looking forward to that. And yeah, I think that's you up to date. So the next scene's probably me in Perth. See you then.
Hi, we've been back in Perth for 2 days now, and some bad things have happened. While I was on the plane, I felt like I could feel my colostomy bag leaking, and I had a spare. So I went to the toilet and took that bag off, and only once I had it off did I realise that I did have everything I needed for a second bag, but what I didn't have was adhesive wipes. So I wiped down the area with wet wipes and dry towels, and that really inflamed the skin. So then the skin puffed up above the level of the stoma. So now my stoma is kind of buried, and what that means is that my new bag is not sealing. So I actually ended up having a leakage on the plane, which the stewardesses were handled really, really well, and we made it to Perth, but it's been a bit of a nightmare ever since. So I spent yesterday just trying to deal with it, and today, which I think is Thursday today, I'm trying to see a stoma nurse to try and get this sorted out. But yeah, long story short, things haven't gone well. So talk to you again soon.
Okay, so yesterday ended up actually having an okay ending. Caroline and I rang a series of stoma therapy places like the WA Ostomy Association and Fiona Stanley Hospital. We weren't able to get help from anyone. So in the end, we actually ended up going to Royal Perth Hospital emergency department. And after an hour of waiting, we found out that there's actually an outpatient clinic there, which includes a stoma nurse. So we saw the stoma nurse at Fiona Stanley Hospital, and she has sorted out my stoma. As it turns out, the shape of my stoma has changed. So it used to be round, and it's now that shape. So it has squashed down as a result, either a result of the peritonectomy or a result of me changing my weight, I guess. So I've been wearing that replacement base plate. And I should point out that it's a convex. So if you can see there, it's actually a convex plate. So I've been wearing that now for the last 24 hours, and it hasn't leaked in that time. So I'm quietly confident that we have actually solved it.
Underneath, apart from being a convex base plate, underneath it there is a stoma adhesive and also a stoma paste. We had to use the stoma paste to fill in the left and right ends of the stoma to get it to seal, but it does appear to have sealed. So I'm very much relieved today, and yeah, I actually had a good night's sleep last night, which was great. So yeah, so looking forward to the grand final tomorrow. It's Sydney versus Brisbane at the MCG. I know I said earlier that I was really looking forward to a grand final with no Victorian teams in it. I want to point out that Sydney did actually used to be South Melbourne, and Brisbane Lions actually used to be Fitzroy. So actually in no way is this a non-Victorian grand final. There's Victoria all over this grand final, and that's actually really cool. So yeah, I'll be watching that tomorrow. So we're back in Perth. I'm still on the mend. You can hear in my voice that it's not quite back to normal. I am getting out of breath really easily, and I am in an amount of pain from the peripheral neuropathy, which I haven't got on top of yet. But I am still above ground, and I am carrying on, and Caroline is being her normal amazing self. So we carry on. I'll talk to you again soon, and please click that care button, and yeah, let's carry on with the journey. I hope your world is full of love, light and kindness, and for those of you that are physically impaired, I hope certainly that you know that you're not alone, and I hope that you can do what you can to mobilise yourself, even if it's just pulling yourself up in bed, or you know, doing foot exercise or whatever. Please try and do something. I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks from Paul in Perth. See you later.